Alright, today we're going to be replacing a Reelstand touchscreen. If you look kind of close, you can see these little lines in here. It was a lot worse than that before, but it kind of went away, but it's probably going to come back, so we're just going to go ahead and take this guy out. So here I've got a power supply. This is just an AC to DC power supply, and we need 24 volts. So right now it is 20, 22, 24. So then we can just take two wires. Should probably put fork terminals on it, but I'm not going to do that. And so we have two styles of monitors. The old ones are a little bigger, but they only have an RS-232 port in the bottom. The newer ones have RS-232 ports, but they also have a USB port in the bottom, and that makes these a lot easier to deal with. I'm just going to use my USB-A to USB-B plug, and then we've got positive and negative. So positive, we're using white, and negative, we are using blue. So now if we turn this guy on, we've got a screen. So you can kind of see it says connecting in the bottom right. Right now it's trying to connect to the PLC, but it's not going to be able to because there's no PLC connected. But more importantly, we bought these used, and so they have some software on there, so we need to put our own software on it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Utilities and Reelstand touchscreens, and then I'm going to use this. So I'm using CX Designer. This is the actual program, so just by clicking on this, it will load up CX Designer and it will load in our program. So we've got it open now, and I'm going to PT, transfer to PT. And it does say USB because we are connected by USB. If it didn't show that, go to Settings and you can change it here. So serial would be normal if we were using the RS-232 port, but we're using USB, so hit OK here, and yes. And now we can see that it is starting to download, upload. And now we just wait. Okay, so pretty painless. Do you want to restart it now? Yes, so it's going to reboot that machine. And okay, exit out of here. And right there is right back to where it was before. No real difference. The big difference is going to be now it's going to work with our PLC. So shut this guy down. So these touch screens are going to use a slightly different cable than the ones we already have. Now I could actually just take the wires out. So I just disassemble the plug like this, take the wires out, and then stick them in the right spot. But I want to have at least one of the Reelstands have both of the plugs available. So I'm going to be making one up today. This one I will just cut back. And then I'm going to need a loop back. I'm going to use these Amphenol pins, and we just drop that. This is a old school but very nice little crimper. So I just drop the pin in there, stick the wire in the end. There we go. That's what it should look like. Okay, so there is my loop back. So this is going to be for 4 and 5, the loop back. There we go. So we got a little loop back, and that's pins 4 and 5. And we're going to need to do the same thing for our other guy. It's pretty hard to read, but you can actually see there are numbers on the back. It'll tell you exactly what it is. So we got both of our loop backs. Okay, so I need 2 to 3, 3 to 2, and 9 to 9. So we can put in 9 first. Here's 9. White will be 3 and orange will be 2. You just got to make sure they go in until they click. There we go. So that is what we're looking like when we're done. want to make sure we get a crimp on the insulation. Okay. So the current cable for the video is going in right here and coming out right here. So I'm going to try to use the same path for our new cable. And so I got a lot of cable here. I got plenty more than I need, which is going to be good for me because I'll be able to pull whatever I need to through here. So in the future, if I ever want to be able to test on our display, I can just pull it out and then pull this cable down, lay it down on a table or something, and be able to test it without even installing it. And the reason I didn't build this cable all the way is because I never would be able to fit that with the plug end on through that hole. So I could have drilled another hole out, but I wanted to build it just like this. So fortunately on here everything is pretty standard, so 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 2, and 9 goes to 9. Alright, so I got a female socket, so this can fit on one of these pins. So I'm going to put it on 2. I'm going to put my test meter on that, hopefully it won't pull out. Okay, so this is 2. So that will go in 3. There we go. Now let's check 3 over here. Alright, so this is 3. So 3 goes to 2. Sometimes when these don't want to push through, you can just grab them with some needle nose and pull them the rest of the way in. So that's it. So this must be 9, but we're just going to confirm it. So plug this into 9. There we go. Okay, so that is what we should look like. 2 should go to 3. Alright, and nothing else. 3 should go to 2. And nothing else. And 9 should go to 9. 4 should not go across. Okay. And 5 should not go across. Okay. And then 4 and 5 should connect right here. Okay. So we are good. So fitting a screwdriver in here, it can be kind of tricky. So we got this little set. It's got kind of a little bit of everything in here. So just put the tip in there and see how short it is. You got plenty of room to mess around. So right here I got my terminals. So you can see I got ground, and then they've got black as negative and red as positive. There we go. On the back we got a bunch of these little clamps. Yep. You can see how they kind of sit in here and just kind of drops in and locks down. And the space for this monitor is bigger than this monitor, so we're going to have to do a slight modification to this. Okay, so we got this custom plate. The monitor's going to sit inside it like that, and we'll put this spacer on here, put the other plate on top. So it'll look a little bit like that. So that's good enough to hold it for now. I'm going to test it and make sure it works. And just a little sneakiness, they got the positive on the left here, and on the old monitor the positive is on the right. So we got to make sure we swap these around. There's 2 ports, port B and port A. We need to make sure we put it in port A. And I already got this run through the channel, so nice and clean in here. Cool. These old bolts aren't long enough, so I'm using longer ones. These are 1 inch. I think a 3/4 would probably be fine. So now we got to change the password. So all I did was I pressed on the bottom left and top right corner, but I mean it can work for any corner. Right. So from here, go to password, level 1, put in whatever password, hit right, do the same from level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, and then exit. So that's it, we are done with this one. Take this one upstairs and get another one ready.